If you're serious about building muscle and actually keeping it long term, this video will save you from a lot of frustration, plateaus, and unnecessary injuries. Because there are two muscle building mistakes I see in the gym every single week. Mistakes that quietly cap progress for the majority of lifters. And the worst part, most guys don't even realize they're making them. How you doing, guys? I'm Dr. Waleed. I've been training consistently for years, and I've been practicing medicine for over a decade. I've worked long hours, shift work, emergency medicine, and I've trained through all of it. I wish someone had explained these concepts to me earlier, because they would have saved me years of stalled progress and avoidable setbacks. So, today we're going to break these down properly, not emotionally, not with gym ego, but logically. Let's start with the biggest one, training through pain. If you spend any real time in the gym, you've heard this before. My shoulder's been sore lately, my lower back's been tight for weeks, my elbow's been acting up. Then you watch that same person immediately jump into heavy bench press with no warm-up, sloppy deadlifts, cheat reps on arm work. From a medical perspective, this is one of the fastest ways to stall progress long-term. Now, let me be clear. Discomfort is normal. There's a big difference between muscular discomfort, training fatigue, and true pain coming from joints, tendons, or connective tissue. Pain is information, and ignoring it doesn't make it tougher. It usually makes the injury worse. When you train through pain, movement quality deteriorates, volume drops over time, recovery becomes inconsistent, and eventually, training stops altogether. The most common pattern I see is this. Minor pain appears. It gets ignored, training continues unchanged, pain escalates, and then there's forced time off, sometimes months. That's not toughness, that's poor decision making. This is an important concept in training and in life. Ask yourself, what's the upside of pushing through pain today? And then ask, what's the downside if this becomes a real injury? The upside is usually small, maybe one good session. But the downside can be massive, weeks or months without training. That's an asymmetric decision, and smart lifters avoid those. Here's what actually works. Swap exercise variation. If barbell benching hurts your shoulder, switch to dumbbells or machines. Reduce load and increase control, so slightly higher reps, slower tempo, and better joint tolerance. And deload strategically every 5 to 6 weeks, so reduce volume by a load of 10 to 15%. Muscle growth is not about any single workout. It's about what you can repeat week after week, year after year. No exercise is mandatory for muscle growth. There are dozens of chest exercises, multiple squat patterns, and endless pulling variations. Your body doesn't know what exercise you're doing. It responds to tension, volume, and progression. Playing the long game beats heroic workouts every time. Now let's talk about the opposite problem. A lot of lifters aren't training hard enough. They feel like they're pushing, but they're never objectively testing it. Now, here's what the science tells us. To stimulate muscle growth, you generally need approximately 10 to 20 hard sets per muscle group per week. And for most sets, taken to within 1 to 2 reps of failure. That doesn't mean every set needs to be brutal, but it does mean the effort needs to be real. Now, what I actually see in the gyms, most sets look like warm-ups. Weight stops moving while there's plenty left, and reps are ended just in case. And discomfort is mistaken for failure. You can make progress like this as a beginner, but eventually adaptation stops. Your body only changes when it's forced to. Here's a simple test I recommend every few months. Pick a stable exercise. Leg press, hack squat, chest press machine. Something where balance and lower back aren't limiting factors. Now for the test, make sure you warm up properly. Choose a weight you usually do around 10 reps. Perform one all-out set to true failure and maintain good form and no ego reps. Most people are shocked by what happens next. They realize they weren't 1 to 2 reps from failure. They were actually 4 to 6 reps away, sometimes even more. That's a huge difference in stimulus. Now, why does this matter? If you never test your limits, intensity drifts downwards, progress stalls, and effort becomes performative. Testing doesn't mean maxing out weekly. It means occasionally checking your calibration. Here's the key takeaway. Don't push through pain, but don't live permanently in your comfort zone either. Smart training is about strategic restraint, intentional effort, and long-term consistency. I personally test my limits every 2 to 3 months, not weekly, not daily. One set, one exercise, controlled conditions. That's enough to keep intensity honest without breaking the body down. Now, most guys don't fail to build muscle because they lack motivation. They fail because they ignore the pain too long, or they never truly challenge themselves. Those mistakes cap progress. So, train hard, but intelligently. Respect pain, but don't fear effort. And remember, muscle is built over years, not workouts. Now, if you want a simple, structured approach to training that actually works long-term, you could grab my free 10-step guide to reaching your fitness goals. Link is in the description. Alright guys, if you found this video useful, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. And let me know in the comments, which of these 2 mistakes do you see most often in the gym? As always guys, I'm Dr. Waleed. Stay focused, stay athletic, and I'll see you guys in the next video.